One of Charlotte's most popular vocal groups is the Spongetones. Spongetones. They performed at Spirit Square and several area clubs, and they always leave the audiences wanting more. Their sound is reminiscent of the Beatles, and that's by design. These four young men admire the Beatles, and they've worked toward that certain sound. Well, several weeks ago, Amanda Davis spent some time with the Spongetones and developed this story. Now, again, we point out this story was done before the death of John Lennon this week.
It's not John, Paul, George, and Ringo. Actually, it's Pat, Jamie, Steve, and Rob, Charlotte's own Spongetones. Now, the Spongetones, where did you get that name, and how did the group get started?
We all have been playing for a while, and I guess we got our start in back in the mid-'60s when all the British rock was happening. And our love for this kind of music caused us to get together and just start doing it for fun. And I think Rob said probably the most ridiculous name this friend of ours could come up with.
Most of the stuff, 75-80% of the stuff we do is Beatles. Because we're all just Beatles freaks from the word go. You know, like I said, we do some other things, and
in some ways, you know, when we're trying to do the Beatles stuff, we're trying to we're not like trying to look like John, Paul, George, and Ringo, but there's a little bit of all of them in all of us.
That may be the case, the Spongetones are careful not to burn themselves out, so they limit their appearances to about 2 a month.
As it is now, it's a lot of fun, and it's not a lot of hassle and ordeal. So the rewards are there. Songs bring back memories for people, and these bring back our memories the most, I think. Other people, I guess, beach music does that for them. Yeah. Not for me.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Spongetones have a record out. How's it doing locally?
Doing real well. It's getting some play around some, I guess you'd call it semi-local stations. And one in Rock Hill and one station around town. The ones we're really wanting to play at the most, though, aren't coming around yet. But they will, I hope. Pat's written about 3 more tunes since the 2 we've done, and we've been trying them out on the audiences and getting good response. So we might, it's a lot of expense to put out a record. We might go ahead and do it again now. We're searching for that Beatles sound in our stuff too. I think we've all absorbed enough of the Beatles music to where it kind of influences what we do, and we're aiming for that feel.
Well, I can't let you get away without giving me a little bit of a song. How about it?
Monday night, former Beatle John Lennon was shot to death in New York. Friday News Magazine went back to the Spongetones for their reaction, talking with the group only hours after they had learned of Lennon's death.
It's still hard to believe for me that John's dead. Just extremely bummed out, hard to deal with. It's like losing an old friend.
You want him to be 70 years old and still rocking and rolling.
It's going to be hard to play the music because it's an emotional involvement anyway, playing all that stuff.
We've always done Beatles music with respect. We just want people to know that we're not trying to capitalize on the Beatles in any way, on John's death in any way.
That music taught everybody a lot about love and how to get along with people, how to relate to people. Even if you didn't like it, you still were affected by it subconsciously. The vibes affected you.
Just like starting over.
The Spongetones will perform in a memorial concert for John Lennon this Sunday at 3 at Knight Hall on the UNCC campus. Proceeds will go to John Lennon's Spirit Foundation in New York. Remember when